Hey guys, welcome back to If a Podcast Wore Pants. This is so I guess we should start this off with this is not an official episode, but it's an extra content for you guys. We have Jenny.
Yep, it's Jenny, one of your normal hosts, I guess, back.
We don't have Tenzin or Tristan here, but we have a couple of special guests, such as Christian
It's your boy Christian. Christian Z.O.
or
You.
CD Playa or
It's
the
boy.
Master C,
CD player. It's your boy, the Master C.
and we have Will.
Howdy, partner.
All right. So that's pretty cool. I have a couple new faces here. Voices.
Voices.
My bad. Well, Jenny, would you like to start us off with the topics? What we want to talk about today?
Do you want me to go through the whole list of them?
Sure. Let's go with that.
Okay, so our topics for today's podcast include irrational fears, Curtis's
No,
eBay.
not those two. Not those two. That's not for this one. This is
What?
This is. I told you
Wow.
this is a
It's not
non-official.
good enough for your real topics, I see.
This is not an official podcast.
What happened to our
Wow.
other one?
No,
We're not
those
good
ones
enough
are
for-
cannons. Go to the bottom of the list. I put a space.
I don't see anything.
What?
Oh, the bottom three?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because the other ones we
Yeah.
left the viewers in suspense, or the listeners in suspense, even though they can't even see the other one.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so sorry, that's just a sneak peek for the next
The next
episode
official
of
episode.
Podcast with
Sneak
Pants.
peek.
Okay, so for this unofficial episode, we have Jenny's licking the pole story. We have Michael Pogue.
What?
And we have Tide Pods. Are they good? Are they bad? Should we be able to eat them? And we have some of Christian's interesting stories that he'll be telling us or enlightening us on.
Excuse me, I actually like to be called a CD player.
I mean, CD Playa's stories. So yeah, that's what we're in for today. And we'll hopefully think of other things on the way.
Yes.
Okay.
Suggestions? Are you guys open to suggestions?
Sure. Do you have something you want to talk about?
No, I'm just saying, like, if a listener was like, hey, you should, like, talk about this.
Hey, I'll also. I'm streaming this right now too. By the way, you can check out the streams of If a Podcast Wore Pants whenever we record on twitch.tv/DinoRfonso. So
DINORFONSO.
thank you. Yes.
Also, if you have any emails that you'd like to send in, please email us at ifapodcastwarpants@gmail.com and we will respond to your emails. Please let us know if you have questions directed towards certain hosts or guest stars. And let us know if you just have a personal question that you just want to ask us. Make sure you say, don't talk about this on the podcast.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll be exposed and possibly name dropped.
Yep.
Yeah, I think-
Exposed.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So, to get it started, my licking the pole story. So, last Saturday, it was a day after we recorded the episode 4 of If a Podcast Wore Pants. I was outside and we were doing taking pictures for Brianna's photography class, and we were at the park and there was a pole and I was like, I've seen this before. I feel like I should see if it's actually true. So I decided that I licked the pole and I really, really regret it because I pulled my tongue off right away. It got stuck on it, and then I pulled my tongue off right away, and then my like taste buds got stuck to the pole, and my tongue started bleeding, and it like constantly hurt for like a couple days. And then when I ate oranges, it just burned, so I couldn't eat oranges
Oh,
anymore.
my.
Yeah. So
But now my tongues are covered, so
so that's good. How long would you say it took to recover fully?
um probably like a full week.
Well,
So
How
or
did
no,
you-
no, no. Like 5 or 6 days. So long story short, your tongue will stick to a pole if it's cold outside, and it really hurts. So don't do it.
and it's
It was-
surprisingly very easy to do. You said it was only like a couple seconds, right?
Yeah, I like touched it. I mean, it was like probably like 0 degrees Fahrenheit. So like it was a little bit colder than like it could have been in the winter, but like
hmm
it was really cold.
hmm
So
So,
don't do it.
can I go give you a lemon?
What?
Can I give you a lemon? Can I give you a lemon on Monday or Tuesday?
I mean, I feel like a lemon is just sour. With my tongues are covered now. Like orange,
Oh.
I had an orange the other day.
Wow, Christian.
So if I could hypothetically go back in time, and give you a lemon, would you eat
Oh my
it?
gosh, it would have hurt so bad. Like I would have like probably started crying. Like it would have hurt that much.
See, I feel for you because I did that when I was younger, but then my like stepfather brought out some like hot waters and ended up like break my tongue.
Well, and then I like iced it, but I'm like, I feel like this just isn't what I should be doing. But I was like, I'm not gonna put a heating pad on my tongue. Like,
yeah. Huh.
Interesting.
Well,
yeah.
Christian, do you want to
So
talk about your story
Oh,
of the same situation?
so like I think it was like actually like 8th grade. I was like outside, and like I just got done shoveling like the driveway. I was like, huh, wow, it's kind of cold out here, you know. And stuff in the driveway kind of was like not fun. What would be fun? And so I went inside and watched some television. And television showed me that if you stick your tongue to a pole, it just creates a funny situation.
Oh my god.
And so I went outside and I just kind of stuck my tongue into the railing. And my tongue was just stuck there. I couldn't move. 'Cause I didn't want to break my tongue. So I just started kicking our door open so he would come out to save me. And my
Oh my
stepfather was
God.
like, wow, you really are some kind of stupid.
Mm.
I don't know, that's his exact wording. And so he brought me out a hot bucket of water and just dumped it on my tongue, and it was free.
Mm.
but did it rip off your taste
No,
bud?
because it stopped the heat. The heat is kind of like, made so the pole wasn't cold enough to stick anymore.
Honestly, I want to test out like if you breathe on it enough, like will it just like release without you like?
No, don't
it-
breathe on it. You'll get your lip stuck, and then you'd be
No, but I
it'd
meant
be
like.
a bad situation.
A funny situation to a bad situation.
Uh,
So
Maybe
what
Chloe,
we've
don't stick your
gathered.
tongue to a pole or watch cartoons.
hmm
What question, Jenny, is like, why did you just have the urge to like rip it off right away? Like, did you not like ever like think that and be like, maybe it is gonna stick? Maybe I should just test it.
Is
No,
I mean he has a point. Why'd you do like the whole like top of your tongue and not like the
Wait,
tip of your tongue?
Yeah, wait, did you do the top of her tongue and not the tip? I thought you did the tip.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you use
Oh,
the
I
tip or
did
top?
like yeah, I did not do the tip. I did like the
Oh my
bottom part of my tongue.
But
Like,
why?
I was like licking it. Like not touching it, I was licking it.
That's unfortunate. That's really just a tragic situation.
Never I just wanted to see if it actually would happen. I mean, I knew it would happen, but I'm like, maybe if I do it quick enough, it won't happen.
You probably thought it'd take like half a minute or something.
god.
you could also like lick your finger and just touch your finger to the pole, and then it would just like stuck there, and you would just figure it out without hurting yourself.
Ooh.
Yeah, but would it hurt?
No, because your
Okay, now
finger
I'm
skin's
gonna
actually just a
try
lot
that.
thicker than your tongue. I did it at work today because like my hands got like cold, like wet from the snow, and I opened the metal door and it's kind of like stuck there for a second, but I then like pulled it away quickly.
Mm.
Like we
Okay,
have
now I'm gonna try that next time I'm outside.
we
Next
we
time you're
have we
curious.
have Jenny to try these things for us, so we don't have to.
Yeah, make a list in the forum about things for Jenny to try
On the forum.
on the forum. We have a Reddit forum, guys. Don't worry. So Jenny, I have a question.
hmm
What do you think the most harmful and the most helpful things could have been for you to eat after doing so?
Harmful? Probably a lemon. Like,
Oh my god. Oh my god.
an orange would have got me too, though. I think I had an orange the next day, and it hurt so bad.
Do you think-
Wait,
do you
did you,
think-
did you put a big chunk of the orange in your mouth before you noticed? It's just like a little
Oh,
bite.
yeah, because I probably put like a full slice, and then I bit into it, and then just oh,
You know what's more funny about this is just how much humor is like how much she's laughing about it.
yeah.
Makes it great. It's like asking you what's gonna do the most damage, you say 11. It's just
Mm.
It's because I know.
ugh.
I
I
feel
know
like
the way.
maybe hot water would have helped,
How
but
hot? Like what kind? Like body
Like,
temperature?
not
Or
like-
like lukewarm?
like hot, but not the hot that burns you. Like
Like
once your
spicy.
coffee,
Spicy?
So,
Yeah,
so you
water.
want to
It
drink
was
water because water's spicy.
Water's not spicy.
maybe
Oh my
warm milk.
We talked
Milk
about
is the
this.
spiciest.
Oh yeah.
We
Yeah.
talked about how spice works in episode 4 of the podcast.
Yeah, but people just don't know where that is.
That's why people need to follow our Twitter. Then they'll
What?
know.
No, but it's on the link now, though. 'cause
What is it?
after you
Spice
listen
is
to the
different
update-
from hot? How?
Yeah, it's because spice, the chemical compound for spice is called capsaicin, and capsaicin sticks to the
Okay.
pain receptors on your tongue, which gives you the feeling of spice. And spicy things just have capsaicin in it. Milk and water do not have capsaicin in it.
Can I just take capsaicin out of like a pepper and just put it into milk?
Probably.
It's gonna be the spiciest glass of milk somebody's ever had.
Well, the thing is with milk though, because milk is like a reliever of spice, right? Of spiciness. So it's because capsaicin is non-polar, and milk is also non-polar. So it just gives
Isn't
you
this
it
all in,
cancels
like,
out.
So you put it in water then.
Episode 4. Why are we talking about this now?
Because
they
you
gotta
guys
go listen-
apparently didn't listen to episode 4.
Well, now it's
Okay.
just. What's the
Jenny,
point?
Would banana bread have helped your tongue?
Banana bread?
Yes.
Do you just like banana bread? Honestly, unpopular opinion, the school's banana bread is trash.
Is it?
Which one? Which one's the banana bread?
It's
That's the one
not
with the
very good.
chocolate on it.
Yeah, the drizzle on it.
It's like
It's okay.
white
It
and it
used to
has
be better.
chocolate drizzle, but people like freak out over it, and I'm like,
The
It's one of the
good
better. It's one of the better breakfasts, but like it was better at one point in time. I could have sworn.
the
What
good
is the
banana
best
bread?
breakfast?
The good banana bread is when it's moist.
Moist.
See, I don't know. I think when like baked goods get too moist, it's gonna get unpleasant to eat. You know.
Oh well, yeah, it
No,
shouldn't
Can't
be
have
too
it
like-
moist.
dry either.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too moist, but it shouldn't be dry.
See, I kind of like when I have a cookie. I really like the crunch of like biting into it. You know.
Oh god,
No.
no. You gotta have them right out of the oven, dude, when they're like really
Okay, when they're
nice.
out
and,
in the oven, that's like Sweet Martha's cookies.
yes.
Yeah, those are good.
But
Oh
then
my
like
god. We were at Sweet Martha's. We went. It was like Ben, Daniel, Katie. Wait, no. It was like Katie, Darius, Tristan, Mara, and I at Sweet Martha's, and they were like this guy was like filling it up, and we thought he was done, but then we started cheering for him, and then he just like gave us like 50 more cookies. So amp up your cookie scoopers.
Fun fact, I actually kind of saw you guys at the state fair that day.
You saw us?
Yeah, I just didn't want to like associate with you people.
Oh my god.
You should have just not told me that because I'm just mad.
Do you just feel like creeped out now?
Me and all my friends were there. It's like I don't want to like introduce these people. I don't want these two groups to collide.
You don't want your friend group and like your school group to collide.
I don't want that for myself or anybody.
I can feel that. It's kind of weird because it's just like the two sides of you, right? Because you act
Mhm.
differently at school than you do with your friends, sort of, to an extent.
To an
And it's
extent.
just like both groups just see you differently because you're just
Yeah, it was
different in
like-
both of them.
Yeah, I can't be the best of both worlds. I'm not Hannah Montana. I can
Right.
just split them up.
It's like you're that school boy in one pick like to one group, but then you're just that meme boy in the other group. It's like
I'm not a meme boy. Take that back right now.
no, I'm not saying you specifically. I'm saying that's just how it is, right?
Yeah,
It's like it's an example. What do you mean you're not a
I'm-
meme boy?
I'm not a meme boy. The memes I make are strictly for educational purposes.
Oh yeah.
Good time. Good times.
Okay, should we talk about our next topic?
About
Wait,
and
wait, I have one more question.
Mhm.
Jenny, will you ever taste anything the same way again?
Yes, my tongue's like completely. I think it's completely healed now.
But you know, like how if you like were to like, okay, so you know, there's like you can get paid for laying in a bed for like 3 months, right? But you're like basically won't be the same ever again because you've like lost the chance to mature your like body parts like for 3 months.
Hmm
So since you lost the ability to taste for like a week or your
No, I
tongue,
could taste. It just hurt.
oh,
Plus,
never
I
mind.
still had like at least 2/3 of my tongue that like didn't get hurt. But you know what really hurt? So, have you guys ever been to the restaurant Freddy's?
No.
no.
Okay, so it's like a burger and fry. It's kind of like Culver's in a way, but it's like a burger and fry place. And what was that laugh?
Okay. Are you okay, Christian?
Will got me. Will got me
Look.
good.
People can only listen. They cannot see things. We do not mention.
Well, okay, that's our topic after. Okay, so wait, what was I talking about?
Freddy's.
This should be
Oh,
the
okay.
cover photo.
So, I had this fry sauce, and the fry sauce is so good, but there's like spices in it, and it just like it tastes so good, but it just burned. Like it hurts so bad,
Oh,
but it tasted so good. And then I feel like ketchup that got me.
what about ketchup?
It was because of like the tomatoes, like or something. Oh yeah, because like you know when you have like a canker sore in your mouth. Actually, I don't really get canker sore because I don't like tomatoes, so I don't really eat tomatoes.
Oh, is that when like you eat like fruits and stuff like that, and they kind of cuts your mouth? With the
I
acids in
think.
it.
It's on the inside of your mouth. But
So canker sores are like they're like little bulges, right? They're just like really painful.
yeah, and they're on
Oh,
the
it's like when you bite
inside,
something
and
in
then
your
cold
mouth.
sores are on like the outside of your mouth.
Gotcha.
But like oh my gosh, it like the ketchup just hurts so bad.
Oh,
And I put so much on my burger. It just hurt so bad. But like it was tasted so good. So just don't lick a pole, people. Don't
it's
do
just
it.
Just don't.
it might be like a nice idea for those first 2 seconds, but then you have a whole week of recovery from it.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm recovered. At least things don't hurt anymore to eat.
I think the overlying theme in this was just don't fall for peer pressure.
No one was peer pressuring me.
Dude, that's just sad. Come on, let me say there's peer pressure.
I just did it myself, and they were like, "Don't," and I was like, "I'm going to."
So what you're saying is they actually told you not to do it, and you just didn't give in the peer pressure.
I was resisting.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I was just wrong. The real moral of the story is given the peer pressure, I guess.
When people tell you
Yes.
when people tell you not to jump, just don't jump.
Okay, so our next topic, Michael Pogue.
I thought the next topic was Tide Pods.
No, not yet.
Wait, okay, are we sure we want to do this topic? Cause just keep
No,
in
we
mind
need
our
we need to
our
change his
our
name.
sphere of influence here.
We need to change his name.
We've already said it.
We already name dropped.
Oh, yeah. For now,
After-
we're gonna call him Todrick Doe.
What if someone in your
No.
family line is just eventually named Todrick?
Okay, how about Jimothy? Jimothy Saggart.
How about we just leave them without a last name?
It's too late for that. We just need to change his name entirely.
Jimothy?
Jimothy.
Alright, Jimothy. Jimothy it is. So Jimothy. Jenny?
So, Jimothy just this man. I mean, Bowley. He's not.
I think
I
you
would-
mean man-child.
Yeah, man child. He's like an avid Trump supporter, and he's just really gross, and I'm like afraid of him. And yeah, I guess I don't know why we were gonna talk.
Well,
Because I've heard it's
I have
just because
some.
he's an avid Trump supporter. I don't know this person. He goes to
You
our
know-
school, you said?
Yeah,
He
he's like
also rocks questionable haircut styles.
oh god, he had
Yeah.
a mullet.
Wait, has he already graduated?
No.
He's a sophomore.
He's a sophomore. I thought I knew you were talking about, but I feel like I haven't seen him in years.
Are
I
you
saw him the
thinking
other day
about-
wearing a Trump shirt.
Are you thinking about James?
I don't know.
The kid who
Are you
wore the
thinking about Michael
spam
I
Shocker?
shirt?
really don't know names.
Michael Shocker, yeah.
Oh, I think you Paul.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
You know what? Just one thing I always remember about something about that guy is when he eats apples, he eats the whole apple, like stem and everything.
Is there like cyanide in the seeds of
It's
apples?
like
or
this-
something like that?
Yeah, at the wrestling tournament, we wake up and he's just is sitting there eating. And it's like, why the hell are you eating it like? Sorry, excuse my language. He's like eats it like vertically, not like sideways. You know, biting it. Like he just like eats like straight down the stem and like, what the heck are you doing?
Wait, Michael Shocker?
Wait, is
Yeah.
Tenzin streaming?
No, Tenzin's listening to the stream right now.
Oh,
But
no.
a little.
He's listening to us live.
Hi, Tenzin.
Well, howdy, Enzo.
No, we need to
I'm
pretend his
sorry,
identity.
Your podcast is falling apart.
He said not to stop name dropping, so you immediately name drop him.
We need to stop
we have
dropping
to-
him.
I mean,
We have to
Okay.
greet our viewers.
Okay, for this podcast, we call him Tien Zin.
Hi, Tenzin. So, Timothy, that's his name.
Yes.
I don't know. It just oof. That's what I gotta say is oof.
Well, some things like I know him. I've talked to him, and like I wouldn't say like we're really like good friends, but like we're friends in a sense that like everyone has their like own little like let's go into some biology terms here like niche.
I think you mean
And
click.
and like humans we have like a clique, yeah, like he was saying, and we try to like I'm not saying anything justifying anything he like supports or is like right, and what he does is right, but like he's a decent kid when I'm like around him, and like with like certain people, like you can act a certain way, and like acting a certain way through people doesn't necessarily mean that's like the only way to know like what somebody is really like is like when they're like alone, like who they really are, and like that kid's probably just trying to find something in his life to like hold on and be different. Like everyone else, no one likes Trump, but maybe he's trying to find something. And he is he likes country, so I wouldn't doubt that he is. But I'm just saying, he's probably trying to find something hold on to, and but
Mm.
he's not that bad of a kid. He's into a lot of like I'm into a lot of country stuff, hunting, and like all the Motorhead and all that stuff. And he's not a I wouldn't say he's not a bad kid, but he's just some of the things he views like. But I don't know, just the way he carries himself around school, and like, I don't really justify any of that.
Do you
Like you
think?
said, talking bad about him, Jenny.
Are
Like a lot of people have like a certain viewpoint about people, but they don't necessarily really know them. But
Ooh.
That's
so?
a very
That was a very good answer.
that was an excellent answer. Like that was just like what's the word to describe that?
Analytical,
It was analytical. It was really
articulate,
articulate. It was also
Was it
oh
robust?
my
robust.
robust.
god, you're
It was
trying to
well.
tell me something.
It was well informed. It was like
If you don't just use one of Ninor's answers, like
it was understanding. That's one of the things I think is a problem with our generation is that like if anybody shows their views on a topic that the majority finds to be
popular.
unpopular, that like we just attack it. We make sure it doesn't ever see the light of day again.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I was
I
gonna
think that's
say, like, is he possibly just trying to find the way,
Ooh.
his
Okay.
way? Is he trying
Well,
to find his way, the way?
has anyone really found their way at this point in life? Like,
Has anyone ever been able to find the way?
I
Their
think
way?
Kim
you
Jong
know
Un
what?
The
That is a
way?
fair point because, you know, as like, I don't want to go into like any of the religion stuff, but like, as like humans and like a species, what is our purpose? Like, somebody made up a government,
Right.
and somebody like, this is all just like as a community, we're just accepting this, and like, what is our actual purpose? Like, and and like not even just making money, having a life, like that's all just like made up stuff you want to do.
Right.
Like,
You're saying we shouldn't question what is it the way. We should question, is there the way?
Mm.
I do not know it the way.
I
This is
thought
a-
we were a comedy podcast.
No, this is a pop culture banter.
This is also
Oh,
not
yeah.
canon.
This is what?
Also not canon.
Yeah, it's not canon. This is an option. This is a non-official episode.
This way, this is gonna become more popular. We're just gonna like take over the podcast. This is the master plan. This is the way.
This is the way. By the
So,
way, whenever this is
Hi.
uploaded, who knows when this will be uploaded because it's not an official episode. This is like,
Hey, you're climbing in viewers, by the way, Donner.
oh, I'm getting.
We're
Oh,
climbing.
nice.
Yeah, we're climbing in viewers.
Welcome everyone.
How many viewers do you
This is
have?
live stream.
Well,
think
we're at 5 now.
Five.
Ooh.
Five.
How many of us?
But-
How many of us are watching it though?
Wait, there's 4 of
Oh.
us, and there's 10
No, I'm not on it.
or teens.
we need to protect his identity.
My bad. But whenever this is uploaded, this was recorded in front of a live studio audience. January 14th, 2018. Oh, we
But I
got
feel like
we got someone in the chats. He is a live viewer. T chose. I wonder who that could be. What a name.
okay. But I
Henson?
think it's important that we like say the date that we record because like when trends go in and out, like Tide Pods, like those are just in a couple weeks. We're just gonna not remember them.
Dogecoin 98.
Oh, that's probably one of Christian's friends.
See?
They say we are a very big audience too. I'm assuming it's your friend group that that you can't introduce to us.
I mean, Dogecoin sounds familiar.
Does it? Do they?
He talks Doji in school.
Yeah. I don't
Probably
know
one of
who
his
that.
favorite memes.
Are you saying you could name drop this person?
We can't name drop anyone.
Listen, Will, are you saying you have the information to name drop this person?
You know,
Well,
I have some pretty solid leads, but Let's just leave it at that.
All right, all right.
I know who you are, Dogecoin. Don't forget it. I actually don't. I'm just kidding.
Oh, all right. All right, Jenny. What's our next topic?
Okay, so Tide Pods, are they good? Are they bad? Should we eat them?
I don't think
So,
we should eat them.
We should definitely be eating them.
I
Well,
had
Think about it. Okay, what are Tide Pods used for?
laundry.
Laundry,
cleaning
Exactly.
clothes.
And what is ruining our environment?
You're right.
laundry?
Laundry, the micro
Microsynthetic plastic
Ooh,
fibers.
Oh my gosh,
If we were just-
biology.
Now, if we were just to eat the Tide Pods, we would all die. Hence, no more clothing would get washed. Hence, no more micro fiber stuff would get mixed in with the water. Hence, no more animals dying.
But like,
No more?
okay, but what's more important, humans or animals? I feel like that's
Humans are trash. We're actually just ruining the world
We
for
are-
everything else.
We are the
Are you
most
actually,
invasive
like-
species on the planet.
Ooh,
Exactly. We're parasites.
We're a
Do you guys
species just like
actually
anything else.
believe that?
To an extent, think about it. Like the world had its natural balance, and we're just ruining it.
Yeah, we
I don't
are.
care.
We are an invasive species.
I'd
We've
say-
colonized all the planet. Like,
I'd
Are
say
we
we have.
invasive?
I'd
Yeah,
say. I'd
yeah.
say we've had the biggest impact by far, without question, out of the species.
Then-
Now would you
Die.
say negative or positive when you say that?
Right.
Tianzin says we should just die.
We should die.
Yeah, but you know what? We probably should just eat
podcast?
some Tide Pods. No, he just. We're
Oh,
talking about.
I thought we were talking about us,
Oh.
like the four
Wow.
of us.
Wow,
Like-
okay, thanks, Tianzin.
Tianzin said, "I love it so much."
Wow, this is we're live streaming this, so we just get feedback from our audience right away as we're doing it. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Solid.
Okay, but Tide Pods. Okay, so I was at Target today, and they had when you buy two, you get a free $5 gift card.
Buy two
Ooh.
Tide Pods.
No, like buy
Just
two
two?
like packages of Tide Pods.
Mm.
Like I think they did it because they knew that was
They
like
knew
in-
they got to cash in on the meme.
You know what would be like a
Yeah.
good idea? Because everyone loves like the Tide Pod meme, you know, like eating that stuff bleach. Like, let's just make a candy that resembles it. Like, actually, like, sell it. Like,
Okay, but
Oh
how
my
are
God,
how do you
people?
think you could
How are
make-
They-
people gonna tell the difference? What if people put an actual like Tide Pod when there's the
Well,
candy
that's the
Tide
joke,
Pod?
because well, we're helping them.
That's the joke.
Gotcha. It's a joke.
It's like Russian roulette, just in everyday life.
Oh my god, yes! I love the like concept of Russian roulette so much. Like, there's like a higher chance that you live, but there's that one chance that you just die.
Oh my God.
No.
Oh
But
my
honestly,
God,
it's like,
that's brilliant.
what would it taste like? Like, I'm looking at the Tide Pod right now, and it's like, it kind of looks kind of delicious. Like, if it were like candy flavored, it had like a decent flavor to it. Like, it'd be like orange, like the orange, and then the blue would taste like, I have no idea, and the white would be like really nice. It's just like a nice mixture. Oh, maybe like orange cream, soda flavor or something like that. Or with like a hint of mint, or mint is green. I don't know.
I mean,
Blue raspberry.
Ooh, okay.
Blue raspberry is always the best of everything. Don't at me.
You're right, like the Jolly Rancher.
Yes.
Yeah.
how jolly do you think a Jolly Rancher is, or could be?
To
I feel
a
like you-
holistic extent.
I agree with that, because, you know, if you put a bunch of Jolly Ranchers all on the line, you can make one massive smiley face, and they just be super jolly.
Look, okay, but a Jolly Rancher, right? Just a rancher. They require a lot of space. But if you put a bunch of Jolly Ranchers together, they're just all together and they don't have much space individually. So are they jolly? Is this a paradox? Having more Jolly Ranchers leads to non-Jolly Ranchers?
That's just really
Yes.
deep.
This is the content you can expect to see or listen to on the If a Podcast Warband.
Also, we interrupt the podcast to bring you an announcement from one of our gracious
Sponsors.
sponsors.
Yes.
You can follow at Jazzy Jenny's Jams on Instagram. That's JAZZYJENNIESJAMS on Instagram, and she will play any songs you request as long as they're not awful. Especially
Whoa.
also she can't play rap because like you can't play rap, so don't request
But
rap songs.
maybe eventually in the future they can. You don't know. You don't know Jazzy Jenny's potential. Her potential is
No.
limitless.
Limitless.
We
Limitless.
don't.
LIMIT less.
Perhaps
So-
once her skill reaches that point, she can do rap music. Don't be afraid to send in any song you like, just because
No, no.
just because she may not get to it now doesn't mean she won't in the future.
Yeah, scratch the book. Send in any song. Good, bad. Good or bad doesn't matter of perspective.
Future. I like SpongeBob memes, by the way.
The future is now, and Jenny will play anything you want. I mean,
Jazzy
Lola
Jen.
will play anything you want.
So yeah, but I think she will gain skill with followers.
Deleted link.
Directly proportional. The amount of followers will directly increase her skill. So follow her.
I'm sorry, Dogecoin. You cannot send the link to the song in the live stream chat. You need to send it to at
I'm
Jazzy
interested.
Jenny's Jams on Instagram.
I'm interested. Oh, what? What? Whoa! Oh my god.
What
Jenny,
BTS
don't
are
listen
you?
to the song. Don't follow it.
Like, we need to calm down here.
Also, don't make your songs
Don't even.
explicit. Actually, I guess you
I
can't.
mean, aren't
Yeah, is it just instrumental?
Yeah, it's just
Like,
No one-
instrumental.
No one play that song Dogecoin just played. It's.
Like, we don't need to bring any more attention to it.
Wait, can you play
Don't give-
Big Time Rush though?
Oh.
I mean, she can play Big Time Rush.
Okay, you heard it here, folks. Lola can play Big Time Rush.
Lola.
They're actually here. I will play one of her songs right now to get a sample. This is never before heard
Ooh,
on the podcast.
a live sample on the podcast.
Oh,
Why is
boy.
Tianzin? We said no.
With BTS.
BTS, that's a K-pop group. That's
Uh,
Is it?
K-pop.
Okay, here it is.
Oh my god, it's Big Time Rush!
That's Big Time Rush. That's not
Yep,
BTS, that's
so-
BTR.
That makes me so happy.
Yeah, BTR greater than BTS.
That's true.
Also, if it's in another language other than Spanish or English, I'm probably gonna struggle with it.
Why? You don't do anything.
It's
so
instrumental.
I don't understand.
It's harder when you like to learn a song when you don't know what they're saying.
Wait, can you play Gimme Chocolate by Baby Metal?
No. I mean,
Why?
she can't. I maybe can, but she can't.
Why can't Lola play that?
Tianzin. What do you mean racist? Did you listen to the song?
What's her? Will, we don't talk about Twitch chat on air, okay?
Okay. I'm sorry. Well, what am I supposed to look at? Well,
You don't need to look at Twitch chat.
okay.
You can look at it. You don't need to bring it up. You don't need to bring more attention to it than the needs are. Okay.
Dank
How
memes
how
are
long do we want to keep going here? I believe we've
How long
been
have you
recording for about 40 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
That's like a
Dang.
really quick 40 minutes.
What's your
That's how it
favorite
always goes.
meme,
We're like,
Curtis?
we don't have enough topics, and we had 3 topics.
But we went in depth on that. The first one I timed. The first one. What was the first one? It was we talked about it for 20 minutes. The pole licking story.
That was a good story.
We went all around there. By the time we transitioned, that took like 20 minutes. That story.
Dang, we actually stayed on one topic. That's an improvement from usual.
No, we definitely drifted off a little bit. But we
Yeah.
tied it back together.
We did. Oh, I mean, hey, we're getting more viewers right now. We can just keep going. This isn't an official episode. We can make it as long as
Yeah,
we
we're
want.
getting more.
No, but no one's actually gonna listen to it if it's that long.
Let's do it in segments.
Well,
Okay, I have an idea. So we'll be like, okay, goodbye, guys, and then we like cut it off, and then we start it back up again. And so like, you make multiple episodes out of one recording.
We could.
welcome everyone that's viewing in.
We have
Live.
6 viewers. I feel like it's just Christian's friends coming in now.
Okay, guys, we'll see you later.
Wait, are we cutting it off
No,
here?
no, shh, shh, shh. Guys, we'll see.
Bye.
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 Signing out.
I'm not stopping the recording.
Hello, guys.
no.
Welcome back to the podcast War
While he was
What's
talking,
up?
Phil.
Oh,
See, now
dude,
you guys can now you guys have a new episode point to start.
Well, now, howdy, welcome to the stream.
oh, hey, it's Devin. Hey, Devin, how's it going? I haven't talked to you in ages.
Oh,
Devin?
Devin.
Devin who?
what that is so mean.
What?
Devin? I thought we weren't referencing to Twitch
Oh, I'm
anymore.
sorry. The fresh feline.
We're on a new episode here. We're on a new non-episode here. We have 7 viewers right now. Jeez, what is
Devin
this?
who? Devin who?
No, not Devin. Frank.
Frank Olimer.
Strongman.
Okay, I don't know.
Holy whiskers,
Well,
Chico sisters.
thanks, Doge.
Okay, we're really just looking too much at the Twitch chat right now. We're really
What's the
bringing
next
too much attention
topic?
to. What is the next topic?
It's
We ran out of the top. We have your topics. Do you want to talk about your topics?
I've got a topic. Fresh off the stove.
All right.
Ooh.
I have uncovered the reason for human existence.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Go for it.
Listen.
First, I must pose the question: can you pickle a human finger?
Ick.
Yes.
I mean, you can pickle almost anything, but it doesn't make
My
it
opinion of
necessarily
the matter
right.
is you can pickle the human finger, and there are a few reasons I think this. The first reason is the finger is a similar shape to the pickling cuke.
The pickling what?
Cuke. It's the it's
Cuke?
the abbreviation.
Cucumber.
Us in the produce department say cuke, which just means cucumber.
Oh.
Now, my second point is the human finger is also the closest the closest relative to the pickling cuke.
What about like a pickling zucchini?
The pickling cuke is just the most common pickling thing. But yes, you can also relate it to the pickling zucchini or the pickled herring. Now, let me pose a question. Let me open that. Make a picture for you guys. We were put on this world to pickle ourselves and solve the food shortage.
All right. So you're saying,
Stop.
are you saying cannibalism is the way to go?
I am saying cannibalism is the way.
It is the way.
It is the way.
So that's the way.
Yes.
So you're saying if we have world hunger, if we're having food problems, why don't we become the food?
Exactly.
That's
Oh my gosh, that's actually like an idea, like overpopulation.
We're
Right.
solving things. We're solving
Wow.
world hunger and overpopulation all in one fell swoop.
Look, okay. I
Like,
think
how do we
we're steering.
determine-
this is gross. You guys talk about
I think
cannibalism.
right. I think we're steering in a sort of gray area right now. I don't know
Well, now we know who's
how
gonna
far
eat
we want to go
people
down
what
this
we-
road.
Okay.
I don't know
know.
how
At all.
how paved this road is. I don't know,
There's
the danger
there's-
signs on this road.
I got an idea, Curtis. So there are these fluffy unicorns that are taking over the world, right? Now these unicorns are made out of candy, and you could eat hypothetically this candy. And
These unicorns are made out of candy.
but they're taking over the world, and the candy's delicious. And the unicorns don't per se hate the idea of being eaten because they're candy. Should the unicorns eat each other?
Are you saying we're also candy unicorns?
I am saying that there are unicorns made of candy taking over the world.
Okay. So what you're saying is, if North Korea invaded us, but they're also edible, is that what you're saying? Is that
Dude,
where you're leading
stop.
to right
Oh
now?
god.
I think we are thinking about the same type of wavelength, you know?
Right.
What?
Is it shortwave or long wave?
This is some of the shortest wave radiation you could possibly imagine.
That's pretty
Mm.
dangerous.
Yeah.
The shortwave radiation.
Wait, I'm sorry, I meant long wave, because this is some local issues.
I don't understand any connection you're making here.
Yeah, no.
We need to eat the candy.
Maybe,
Stop.
maybe I should have ended this when you were saying goodbye earlier.
That'd have been good. Well,
We
actually,
need
I have some.
to eat Korea.
Stop. Oh god, you're trying to make it a meme, but it's just wrong.
All right,
So many levels.
what were you saying, Will? What were you about to say?
You know, like you said, it was supposed to be like a comedy episode and not an official one. Like
Yeah.
I have some pretty deep questions that I ponder upon myself.
Hey, we
quite
can do that
often.
too. Are we all ready? Are we all up for that?
I'm down, as the
Alright.
kids say.
Let's do it right after this last one that Christian had, though. Christian,
Okay.
do you wanna quickly talk about horses that expand into full horse,
Oh, I'm so glad you mentioned.
put into cubes, and put in Kinder eggs?
Okay, so in America, right, Kinder eggs are banned.
Yeah.
So, but like, okay. So you know how Tibet has been taken over by the Chinese government, right?
Yeah.
Well, Kinder eggs aren't banned in China, and so my idea was to somehow condense a horse into a little cube that, with a drop of water or liquid, would just expand to an actual horse, and put them into Kinder eggs, and then give them to the people / children of China, and that would take back Tibet, and we'd be absolutely free from the consequences because we, as I mentioned earlier, banned Kinder eggs.
So this whole point was like a whole plan to free Tibet.
Yes.
I see. I feel like the best person that could have been on this podcast for a topic like that is not here right now. I don't see why you wanted to bring that up or go in depth about it. Perhaps another time. We will come back to it. Will, what were you saying?
This fat cat in
I'm
me.
shutting you down right now. Another time. Will, what were you doing? We've been recording for 48 and a half minutes. We can keep going out as long as we want.
I mean, it's up to you guys. Some of my ideas. Oh,
Give us your
muted my
deep-
mic on accident. Sorry. As like, they're kind of deep and they might take up a little time. So like, if anyone just like decide, God, your friend Christian
Which one?
in chat,
That's not-
Dogecoin. That's not your friend.
Who?
Oh. Dogecoin.
Oh my goodness, someone donated? I'm sorry. I'm not using the my normal streaming software that would shout out donations. Hold on, let me see this right now. I deeply apologize for this.
Dogecoin said North Korea is edible.
Dang,
Oh, and he
I
donated. Dogecoin
I
donated.
don't know who
Curtis.
Dogecoin is, but like, thanks Dogecoin. I appreciate
Yeah,
your
well,
support.
sounds like a big memer, dude.
No, he
I thought-
understands the real issues.
Oh my god! All right, thank you Dogecoin for donating $1.
Ooh,
They say, "Holy whiskers, you go, sisters." Thank you. What do we think of that?
You know what? Yeah, it's a whole dollar. Like the possibilities you can do with
Hey,
that dollar.
Hey, they
Like,
didn't have to do anything. They decided
yeah,
to donate to our cause.
all
That's
we
a
wanted
I
was
actually really
him here.
appreciate it. Thank you.
That's
Thank
a
you,
dollar
Dogecoin.
closer to being able to go back on SoundCloud.
Right. We need 14 more of those for a month.
No, but honestly, like what people expect in streams and stuff like that is just kind of viewers, people that can come in, enjoy a little bit of the talk,
Mhm.
It's good talking with people, like enjoying sharing on things, but like experiencing what it is to like stream and podcast, like do a podcast, and like it makes it more like fun when you have other people that like can listen to it, and that people are listening to it. It's
Mhm.
enjoyable. But
Well, you're
That's
great to have on the podcast. Let me just say this right now. Thank you for being here.
That was beautiful, Will.
thank you.
You have a
Okay, so
a very eloquent way of saying things and letting your voice be heard. I really appreciate it. I just want to let
Will,
you know.
I have a question.
yeah, what's up?
Do you want to voice your opinion on vegetarians?
You know what? Maya?
Wait, we
Oh, what?
I mean, Mayo? I, I mean, Maya?
Thank you. What's the last name?
You mean
I'm gonna
May?
find this kid at school tomorrow.
Taba?
Some person named May.
Maya Tabo?
Mayo a boat.
A boat. Maya, a boat.
May a boat. Okay, what were you saying?
I don't know. What I feel about vegetarians is like there's really nothing wrong with it. You can get the same nutrients you can from like like eating all the vegetables and stuff. There's not a problem with it. But when people like come at like meat eaters and like like I'm sitting here and she's talking about how bad meat is and it's like well I'm sorry I didn't mean to reference anyone but like when people reference like saying
Reference you,
bad
just
things
can't
about
drop their
just
names, Will.
I know I'm sorry but
Only good
just
things, not
saying
bad things.
how bad meat is, and I'm sitting here like, well, first off, you should look at some of the bigger problems. Is like, what are they putting into animals that are farmed? Like, animals have to be farmed. You cannot get that on a large scale to provide for like everything, and then you have to figure out who's like the provider of it, where you're getting it from, what store you're getting it from. Like,
Right.
there's a lot of different aspects going into it, and like one thing like when you test something scientifically and you're trying to figure out the effects of it and trying to figure out exactly what does what but like there could be other factors involved with that because you don't take in like there's like one certain thing that like did damage to your intestine from red meat but it was like like also through the test, like they were just like providing like what kind of meat were you using, like what kind of like chemicals were in it, what kind of preservatives, if there's any, like like where was it shipped from, is it local, is like it's like a lot of different things, and it can provide like hindered like results going into it. So like and some of the things is like I hunt and when I hunt like I usually hunt deer that aren't really tampered with because like it's kind of up in Wisconsin, they're like kind of just free roam, and there's not really much like game farms or like feeding and like stuff going on. They're just kind of free graze, and um, the meat that I get from that is untampered. Like it's fresh, and if you get like of course you're gonna have bioaccumulation. I have to bring that in here. But,
Right,
like
because it's just
honestly,
like
there's
we've just affected the environment that much to where it's just everywhere at this point. It's just natural over
yeah,
time.
no,
It's
but there is gonna
inevitable.
be some
Plastic,
accumulation of stuff.
like plastic. It's just gonna happen anywhere.
Yeah, like, but stuff you eat is like you're gonna accumulate that as
Micro
well.
and
But
macro plastics.
And like, and some is gonna be in like vegetables too, like what they
yeah,
use to
exactly. And
farm.
then she's saying, I mean, a person that feels very strongly, uh, you know, what do they put on your vegetables? Is that healthy for you? I mean, yes, you're getting all that stuff, but you're getting also the like preservatives and like
Pesticide.
pesticides and all that other stuff, and it's like, wow, that's like great for you, like the food coloring and stuff. Like, is that supposed to be in your body? Is that like meant to, like, somebody put that in there? It wasn't like necessarily like organic that just came from it didn't grow from the ground. Somebody put it on there. That doesn't make it healthy.
Hmm.
So
It's
I
it's also
understand
just
like
like the resources that are in the ground as plants grow.
Mm-hmm.
Just
yeah.
like how animals are fed things and they get raised, it's the same thing with plants. They're fed whatever's in their surrounding soil
Right.
and air.
Yeah, air quality.
Hmm.
But yeah, there's just a little bit of my argument. It's like, well, you can't really bash on somebody that like it's like so bad for you because we've been living uh like humans like before like civilization and all that colonization and stuff like that is what were we eating? We weren't farming big time. It's a known
Right.
thing that farms didn't like we are meant to eat meat like
I
just
think
like
I think
any
it's
other
also
carnivore on
I think it's also about the efficiency that it brings. Like the
yeah
nutrients you
well
get from meat, you know how much farmed, like, or like organic, or not organic, like vegetables. Let's just say fruits and vegetables. You know how much that would take to get the same amount of nutrients, like for every kind of nutrients, just for like a piece of meat. It's not even about the nutrients. It's also just like the calories, the energy it provides.
yeah it's just so off balance the amount of energy you need to put in to get what out. I mean, but also like some of the problem might be like capitalism because people want to make more money, like provide for like larger groups of people, and that just allowed us to grow bigger and bigger. And like Mr. Heim was saying, like the carrying capacity. Oh, I mean, Mr. Haim,
Heimha.
Haim, Haim High.
Mr.
Uh,
Yeehaw.
yeah, it's like uh, I really do think that in our lifetime we're gonna see a drop in like all this other stuff. And I don't know. Also, that was also kind of like what I was going to tie into, just talking about that. But um, one of the things that's fascinates. Sorry, I'm just going to switch like abruptly. Like
Hey, it's
I'm
fine.
kind of just finished with that. But
It's fine.
the universe, like I know everyone might not like agree with me, like on what I believe. Like I believe in scientific stuff. Like it's speculation, of course, and it's a theory, but it's like it has like enough data for me to like understand and like actually believe in it. But like the Big Bang theory and how big the universe is like it's still like on a large scale it still confuses me because like if if it did happen and like it was just expanding, like it's so vast and so large, but like outside of that blast, what is there? Like I don't know, that's just one of the questions I have about that. Like if it is just a big explosion, like what's outside of the explosion? Just like what is
What
dead
came
space?
before the explosion?
Yeah, like just nothing. Like what is time? Like
Because
I
the
don't know.
explosion had to be like made somehow.
Exactly. And you can't just. I'm not saying you can't come from nothing, but like like I don't know. It's kind of trying to grasp this idea is a little difficult for me at least.
Mm-hmm.
But also that ties into like how all the different planets, how small we are compared to like different planets and like solar systems and all that stuff. And that also ties into like what I think about a lot is um, my purpose on this earth because all all I really am is just another species living on this earth, and it's hard to like try to figure out what I'm supposed to do just because like there's like a given thing like you can enjoy things and all this stuff, but it's like it's hard to talk about this stuff because like I just kind of like go off in like so many different directions and tangents. It's like it just ties into so many things.
Right. It's connected to everything.
I don't know, but like what makes a life good? Because like I've been thinking about that too. It's like what makes your life fulfilled. I know like you want to go out of like certain like things when you're doing something. You want to go in there and you want to do it to the best of your ability. And you don't want to hold anything back. You want to give it your all, so that when you come out of the situation, it's like I went in there. I'm content with what happened. Like I wouldn't do anything different. And, like I feel like that would be like what life's really worth living about. Like because there's a lot of like good things to do and like enjoyable things. But
Well, I think it's also that like everything's just sort of opinionated, right? Like a good
yeah,
life for one person is going to be different from another just because of like how they view things and how that could just be different.
That's
I
yeah,
true.
mean, like somebody could do something they believe in and they're like, yes, this is they became a martyr. Like if they died for it, they became a martyr. It's just how they lived. They found it worth. Some people that are against that would be like, yeah, this person just wasted their life. They could have done better or something.
Is there a definitive like good way to live your life?
Nah, I'd say it's up to the person. I'd say it's up to it's okay. How should I put? It's up to the individual to determine their own life to see whether it's good or not. It's no one else's place to determine whether someone's life is good or not besides that own person.
But like, it
yeah.
doesn't like somehow relate to like leaving a mark on the world. Like,
You
I
know,
don't think that matters. I think that only matters for the individual whether or not they care about it.
interesting.
I think it's like
yeah.
if you personally feel fulfilled, then that's what matters. It's not about like how you changed other people. It's about like you served your purpose.
And I feel like a lot of like going into like certain events and stuff, you have your own like kind of way you do things, and like life's so short. Like when somebody's on their deathbed and they're thinking back, like, wow, I wish I could have did this differently and this differently, and like everyone, like it's hard to like really keep like. I find myself, just like everyone just flows with the day, and it's like no one really understands that we have a limited time on this planet. We have limited like things we can do, and it's hard to like really like grasp that and like hold on to it going through like your day, and like knowing that like when I have that in like my heart and like consideration, I really like think deep about it. It's like what can I do to like do this? Like should I talk to someone new, or should I focus really hard on like it's just it puts a new perspective on things, I guess. Like you really start thinking deeply about like what you want to do, but then when you're just going on by your daily life, it's you kind of forget about it and you just do whatever. You just mosey your way through the day.
So what you can do to make the most out of every given moment.
Yeah, I mean, oh, that is deep.
I mean, I don't think it has to be every giving moment. I think it's
Yeah,
just it's more of like an overall thing. Like at the end of the day, would you say that your day was worth it?
Well, that's one of my issues personally with like sleeping. Is like we just lose so much of the possible experiences we could have like had with that time we spent sleeping.
yeah.
It,
It's what like actual portion of our life is like. I know there's like speculation on it, but like,
it's like 34 years.
oh my. I mean, you need it obviously because we're living, but
But like if we could even just like reduce it by like 3 hours, so we're the average person would just like 4 or 5 hours of sleep, like that they would just make such an influential difference on the impact slash like ability to like redeem
The ability to what?
to like I don't know how to word this, like feel fulfilled.
Hmm.
Or
We really took a turn here.
yeah, it's kind of hard to grasp,
I
but
feel I feel like this is a likes to know episode. You know what I mean?
As
But we have to make sure he has access to.
it's but like I said, like living a quality life, like I think quality life is often like paired with like the amount of money you have. Like living capitalistic, like you have to buy things, in order to like
hmm
enjoy them, and
I mean, that's
a
also
lot
the
of the
thing. I mean, I'm sorry to cut you off here, but I
no,
just
no,
want to
no.
bring up, it's like, that's also the thing, right? Is just whether or not you want to care about money or like wealth to live a happy life is just going to be a part of life, whether you like it or not. You know, and so long as you're living in a society that is, or like a developed society that's on a big enough scale, they're going to have an economy of something, right? Like you're gonna need to deal with it. Like it's just how you're gonna live your life. It's how you're like have to live your life, right?
Hmm.
If
I
you
think
if you live in like an area like here, I guess as opposed to like a small village or tribe that doesn't really have an established economy. I mean, even if you don't have like currency, you have like trading still going on. That's just the thing on how you obtain your possessions overall. But
well, in
like,
that, do you think poverty is inevitable in like all circumstances,
you
like
mean
in some sort of way?
what do you mean? As in, there
Like
will just
just
always be poverty?
what I'm saying, like poverty as in you don't have something, and in like capitalistic like US it's like money, and then like maybe in a nomadic tribe or some sort of like trading, where like different tribes trade with each other, and one just has less or isn't as like
People
I
are
feel like
just stuck with
poverty.
nothing, and then because they have nothing, they just don't have anything to get anything else, right?
Yeah, and poverty is
I mean, that's just. I mean, poverty is just always going to exist. We could give everyone money, so then there is no poverty. But then that's just when the market rises, and just like it's like, does money even mean anything at that point? And it doesn't. So then people make meaning, and then that just reintroduces poverty.
yeah.
Could you like equally distribute everything to everyone? Like kind of sort of
Communism.
like yeah, like a global
Yeah.
form of communism.
But that's also the thing, right? Like, because so the thing I like to think about communism is just really good in theory.
But
Like,
it's never.
so
It's like it's a dystopia.
communism, it works like for the positives that people think, like, hey, everyone just gets something, like nobody has to live like a terrible life, right? Like
Uh-huh.
that, where they just don't have anything, everyone's gonna get something because of other people's work, that everyone's sharing, right?
Hmm.
And that works well in theory, but you just always have people that it works well if like literally everyone is willing to like follow through completely
I think
with that.
communism will work on a smaller scale, not like
It,
something
it
so
work
large.
it works really well on a small scale, just because like it just improves the chances of like everyone following through with it, right? Because there's
Could we
just
Yeah.
like?
always going to be corruption, and people are the greed's just always going to be a human trait. People are just going to always view things differently from other people, so they're just not going to view the ideal communism the same way. And I feel like it works best if everyone is able to have that same view, and everyone's able to like be willing to work their best for the actual idea rather than their own interpretation of it.
Well, could you do like a mixture of communism and capitalism then? Like having see one of my biggest things I see was the issue with communism is like the one person having power and it kind of forming into like a communist dictatorship.
What about socialism though?
I don't know anything about social.
Jenny,
It's like
we haven't explicitly talked about socialism in our class. You act like we know what's anything outside of our class. You
So
act
like
like
you,
the podcast acknowledges anything outside of our class.
what if you just gotta hold the kids though?
Huh?
Gotta hold the kids, you know?
What do
Like
you mean?
started with the youth, like got the youth, had it so they understand the importance of like the group connectivity or whatever. The end goal of everybody being happy and having an adequate life,
Hmm.
then they would all share that perspective,
I
and so
mean,
it'd
you
just
you
be a
can
matter
you
of like
can
the
try to
generation.
raise the youth. You could try to raise anyone like a certain way, but it's not guaranteed that they'll be raised that certain way.
That's
So
true.
long as like they know that they have their own like free will and choice, right? They have their own thoughts. If they realize that, then they're good. If they just never, if that was never developed in them, then I guess you could just they're basically just like a puppet.
Have you ever seen The Matrix?
I have not seen The Matrix.
Well, everybody's just put into a computer system. So what if you had the same kind of thing as the Matrix? Everybody's put in the computer system where like they have all the nutrients, like their body has all the nutrients and all that stuff to live, but they go to be in like the Matrix and like change it up so like the Matrix like really just allows anything. You can do whatever you want in it. So if you were to kill somebody, they'd just come back to life. Like there'd be no like need for crime or violence or anything.
I mean, what do you? Okay, so if they die, they just come back to life.
Yeah, like
Do they come back to life with like with that knowledge of up to the point where they died?
yeah, it's just one giant computer system with like an infinitely expanding battery or not battery memory.
Sorry to cut you off. I just wanna give a little. Hey, Agar, or Dogecoin. Uh, would you mind hosting Dinor?
Why?
Because they stream
He's
a
like
guard.
2.9. Okay.
He has 2.9K followers.
Uh,
Wait, what do you? What 2.9K? What?
uh,
He doesn't have 2.9K.
well, yeah, on one of things.
What? You act like we're gonna be keeping this up for much longer, for like another
No,
hour.
no, no. I understand. I understand.
It's been an hour and 12 minutes, by the way, for the recording.
Jeez.
I feel like I would just cut this up into two optional episodes though once we made that dramatic turn from like a very comical podcast to like a deep one.
Yeah. It
That
was
was after like
The new
55 minutes I think ish around there.
yeah, you could start from the point where I cut off and then we started up again. Remember?
Yeah.
It's
So
perfect.
so this is like 20 minutes so far. Ish probably.
Huh.
So what else where do we leave off? We'll just sort of
Sorry.
cut
I
off.
didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. We don't need to bring any more attention to Twitch chat now.
Uh,
They've had their
I'm
shine.
sorry.
That we only bring attention to them if they give us money. That's the whole thing. That's the principle.
Did you make me one of those intros? Sorry. One more time.
Oh my god.
So last thing I mentioned was the Matrix like concept and how
Right. Infinitely expanding memory.
so like you could make more like the computer just generate a world with all the people in it, and they can just make more like the computer's just constantly making more memory. There's
Right.
like robots and stuff like programmed or factories per se making more memory and expanding and stuff like that just automatically.
And you brought this up because you wanted a utopia?
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
So you're saying you want to just have this simulation just forever going up to the point where a utopia is eventually made?
Yeah, because really, I think one of the things that just kind of destroys society is like the concept of death. That brings in fear, greed, lust. It brings up pretty much all of the sins. It's just kind of the fear of death. But you take away that fear of death, and you just kind of have people living the life that they say like they want to live, more or less.
Well, I don't think that when you get rid of the fear of death, it gets rid of those traits, right? I
It doesn't
think
get rid of
I
them. It just
think
kind
it
of gets
emphasizes a lot of them actually.
really.
Yeah, because then people just don't have the fear of death to hold them back. For okay, I guess
that's fair.
it's their personality that would emphasize any trait they have. But there are also limits to this that restrict it, such as the fear of death, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like someone who's just really greedy, or maybe greedy isn't a good example here. Someone who's really evil, let's say. someone who's very evil, someone who's very willing to kill people, right? If they
Mm-hmm.
just so their potential, okay, all right, let's go with their fundamental niche here. So their potential, right? Of
Mm-hmm.
um of how emphasized this trait of theirs is going to be, that's very high, but that's just restricted by a lot of things, such as like the fact that it's illegal or the fear of death. That just restricts it to be really low.
Mm-hmm.
So if we get rid of those restrictions like that, then it's like what there's just less things holding it back.
Well, yeah, but then also like you said, they're killer, right? But they just can't kill anybody.
Right, but now they can, or they can
No, but
satisfy their desires for it.
but in the end, it's not gonna hurt anybody.
I mean, it might. It could definitely annoy them, and is annoying hurtful.
It'd be annoying, but yeah, but like it wouldn't be as painful as the thought of like losing somebody, as just losing somebody is.
Hmm. Well, there we go. I don't know where else to go from here.
Aliens.
Aliens. Are we taking another turn here?
Are there aliens out there?
Yes, there is. I
Hold
believe
on.
in it. 100%.
Okay, let's just have a step back here from the whole discussion part of a podcast, right? How are you guys feeling right now? How are you guys?
Um, I feel pretty good. It's
Feeling
kind of
pretty good?
refreshing, to talk about this. I think about a lot of this stuff. Not a lot of it, but like, some of the stuff I talked about a lot, and talking about it out loud with somebody and like really like expressing some of it helps me, you know, kind of grasp it a little bit better, and like think about
Hmm.
it in different ways and different aspects. It's pretty good.
Hmm. What about you, Christian?
Kind of
How are you feeling?
informative, you know.
You're feeling
In a way,
informative?
it's eye opening to see the perspective of other people because it one broadens my perspective. It shows me like what thoughts I have in my head that just don't work and wouldn't pan out. And it shows me like it helps me understand human behavior just a titch.
Hmm. What about you, Jenny? How are you feeling?
Hmm.
I haven't even heard you talk in a while, Jenny. Holy.
Well, mainly because like I think my mom went to bed and I feel like she can hear
Uh,
me, and I don't want to wake her up. I
Uh-huh.
put
no worries.
headphones in,
That's
but
understandable.
and I've just been listening because usually everything isn't that deep, so it got a little deep. And
Yeah,
I was like,
it
I'm
got it
just
got
gonna
it got a
listen.
little deep. Went to the deep end of the pool.
Deep. Huh?
Yeah, but I think it's good to talk about more intellectual things sometimes,
Hmm. More
and
more philosophical, more likes to know
yeah,
things.
I feel like it's good to like actually have discussion on that
Yeah.
because like otherwise people just sit like in their own
Otherwise,
confusion
it's
in their
like it's
own
like
thoughts.
will. It's just always kept into the back of their own mind,
Hmm.
and it's just you don't have other
Yeah.
perspectives on it because it's just you only have your perspective.
Sorry to interrupt you, Jenna. But do you have your donation thing set up yet?
No, I'm not setting it up for this. Why?
Oh, okay, never mind. And how are you feeling?
Me?
Hmm.
Yeah, you.
Oh,
Keith wasn't ready for that
I'm
question.
doing. No, I didn't know if you were like, because I just still didn't know where that donation question came from. It's just I mean I'm doing all right. I enjoy this. I'm trying to figure out like how I'm going to use this, right? Whether or not I should cut this up into two separate things, or if we should even keep going, right? We could end
True.
we could end the official non-official recording here, and then just keep talking in like a post stream only chat that benefits the people that actually tune into the stream.
Hmm.
I, if you guys were getting a little bit large and there's a little bit large of a live people
Audience.
watching at audience, like that'd be like honestly really cool to do and have people come in, you can interact with multiple people on the stream.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good idea.
Like a guest caller.
Yeah. Like a live
Bring
studio
people in.
audience.
Yeah, you'd be like, so you're on air. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah,
And then they mention the
call-ins. We
topic.
get call-ins.
Yeah.
Charge them $2 per minute. Try to talk real
Only for
slowly.
people that donate $5 or more dollars.
$2.
We
Which is
got to
fine.
be able to put these up on SoundCloud somehow.
A hotline. That'd actually be cool if they were like
Is that hotline like a dating like phone call?
I think a hotline.
hotline is like
I'm pretty sure a hotline is just like a line that's always open for you to join.
Oh, what about the song "Hotline Bling" by Drake?
oh my god.
I think there's also those kind of businesses going on.
Hotlines. Yeah.
But I think a hotline in its technical definition is just like a line that's just always open.
There's I feel like there'd be a lot of good topics, to talk about, but some of them are a little more controversial. You don't want to step on anyone's like toes.
We don't want to
going through
start
that.
on anything that's gonna take up a whole lot of time and discussion right now because we are.
Oh no! I'm just saying like,
We'll save it
going
for
in, like-
another time
yeah.
because it has been almost an hour and a half here.
Has it been that long? Oh my
Has
god, it's been that long.
Yep.
It's been a hot minute.
It's like
Good
40
old-
minutes. I was like, oh god, I don't think you
good
can make
old
it.
big boy minute.
You know, I want to say I don't want to spend this hour and a half with anybody more than you guys. You know,
Oh.
the groups.
After the podcast, can we join in a Discord group discussion?
Sure. We're gonna have the post podcast chat with the stream.
What? No, this is unrelated.
Oh, you mean like on I'm making a gesture right now. It's like cut off, like it's cut neck here. It's like just not on there.
Yeah.
I mean, we could. Do we want to end
It's
it here?
Actually, it's
We
well,
should make
no.
like a fan Discord. You know how they have Discord?
Yeah, I
for
was
baseball?
going
We're
to do
not
that.
that big.
We don't have it right now. I was going to do that eventually. I just haven't gotten around to it because
Yeah,
we
it could
don't
be like
really
a
have
podcast
anyone.
form pan hype squad.
Yeah, I was thinking of maybe making this Discord server that, but like I need to talk with a certain somebody that actually made this server because it wasn't me, and I need to
Why
talk
did
about
Tenzin make
permission.
this server? I mean, why did Tenzin make this server?
Because he also wanted to do a podcast.
Well, yeah, but you're the one that's more educated in Discord.
You're right. I have my own Discord. It's just on the very first recording we decided to join this one instead of the other one that I made. But it's fine.
Of course, are you mad about that?
I'm not mad about it.
How do you feel?
I feel restricted in my ability to use this Discord server because I don't have the permissions that I normally would if I
Okay,
made it.
we kind of
Does being
ran out of.
restricted upset you? Does
Curtis,
that make
Are
you?
you still gonna keep going with the podcast?
Look, do we want to end it here? Do we have anything else we want to say? Talk about?
Yes.
All I hear
yes,
is-
yes. Do those
Restrictions,
restrictions
free
make you
control.
feel upset?
This is not a good podcast topic.
It's not. This is
Talk
bad
about
content.
restrictions in the
This is
group here.
This is bad content.
Yeah.
Curtis,
This is what makes into the non-official episode.
are you dissatisfied?
With? No, we're not talking about this here. Do we have any other actual discussion topics, or do we want to end it here?
No, some of my topics will take too long.
All right. What about you, Jenny? I know you're not in the room for talking, but do you have anything you want us to bring up as final
We
points?
interrupt the podcast to bring you in from our sponsor. Follow at Jazzy Jenny's Jams on Instagram. That's Wait, no, that's
Here,
wrong.
That's JAZZYJENNIESJAMS
On Instagram.
on
Request
Instagram.
songs.
Request
Good songs.
any songs.
Any good songs?
If
foreign rap would actually be the
Well,
best. But
you should actually just like say request any song you'd like, and then you can politely decline any
right,
of the songs
yeah,
either you don't
just
know or
realize, it's up to Jazzy Jenny to
discretion. Yeah,
yeah,
Jazzy
it's up
Jenny's discretion.
yeah.
I'm no way affiliated with the Jazzy
Right, yeah,
Jenny.
I never said that.
Yeah, no,
I
Lola.
didn't.
No one
Lola.
even said that, Jenny. I mean, I mean, Allah.
Jenny.
You mean J
Lola.
Lola?
Lola will make the best of jams in instrumental
Speaking of
format.
jam, is jam the same as jelly?
Yes.
No, jelly doesn't have seeds. Jam does.
Oh yeah, yep, she's right.
Oof.
Interesting. That's educational.
So peanut butter and jam sandwich?
Well, jam doesn't like you can use jelly. Like the stuff you use for peanut butter and like J's don't need to have seeds or does not have
Or
seeds.
a jam and jelly sandwich?
Does seeds even do anything? It's just less work you put into the jam or jelly. It's like, does it enhance? Do you like the seeds? Do you like why?
I think that I feel like it means it's more natural because it means like it's not as processed 'cause they didn't go to the work to get all the seeds out of it. But that could be that could just be
But like
wrong.
processed can be like chemically processed, but I feel like processing it a little bit further just to get the seeds out. It depends on the method, but I don't think like processing it would really do anything
Well,
necessarily
yeah,
to
but
the seeds. You just
it's more about the label. That's honestly what like customers look at is the label on it, whether it's processed or not processed.
Jazzy Jenny's jams jam.
Jam, those are some sick beats.
Yeah, it's like I not only play some pretty good jams, but do you want to eat some pretty good jam? Like I have some in the description.
Will, are you making jam? Do you make jam?
No? Yeah, I do.
Oh, really?
Well,
I'm just kidding. My cousin does.
Darn, I've tried some of Will's
Strawberry
products
jam.
before. Will,
We pick strawberries and then make a really good jam. And my grandma makes really good marmalade.
Will make some pretty good jerky. Ooh.
Oh
Spicy.
yeah, some mean deer jerky.
well,
That I dare say is spicier than the milk, but I digress.
well, I think this was a big success
It was.
for an official non-official podcast episode. That's not an episode. It's a recording.
Wait, I have a question, Curtis.
Yes?
You say that Tendon has a fan noise in the background, right?
Yeah.
Would this make it more official?
No
Curtis, you want to play
comment.
Overwatch?
I
mean,
that's
I
not
mean,
related to the podcast.
Dynor.
Cheese curd, would you like to play a game with Shooty?
What? Look.
This is
Okay,
Kristen
we went
Dugo
way off
signing
topic. We
off.
should probably just cut it.
Everything's falling off here. I think this
Yeah.
is everything's it was good. We had our peak. We're not gonna make another
we
peak.
fell off. We fell off.
We're not gonna make another peak.
Nope.
Let's just
This
put that up.
Kristen Dugo signing off.
You know, wait. I just want to give a little shout out though to everyone that watched, came in and had some views up
Yeah,
in
we peaked at 8 max views
That's pretty
at
good.
one
yeah,
time.
that is pretty good.
It was great.
This is Chris
But,
Dugo signing.
And
especially,
there's not 8 of us, so you know it's
Doge.
not us.
Dogecoin, thanks for
Yes.
coming in here. You know,
Thanks for the $1
spending your time.
donation.
This is your time that you came in and you gave to us.
And you
listening
gave
to
us
here.
$1, saying "Holy
Yeah.
whiskers, you go sisters." Thank you.
That
for
is a pretty good saying.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I just
Now-
wanna thank you. That was really considerate of you.
It was considered.
And I want to give a special thanks to our guests, CD Playa, the Master C, 123, Christian, Baby America. Listen,
You are those.
You just
I
dropped my
name
name.
dropped you at the beginning. You can't act like I'm going to edit that out.
This is Chris Dugo signing off.
And also a special thanks to Will XX Sleepy XX or XX Sleepy underscore Alpha XX. You know, go
I'm
by mini.
judging. I'm
Hey,
judging
Doge.
so much.
Yeah, you should come over to my stream. I'm gonna be streaming some games if you have any. Sorry, I didn't mean to do this on the podcast. I apologize.
No, it's
And you should
fine.
come over to my channel
I
if you
have
want to
both.
watch
I
some
have both
League
of
of
your
Legends
channel.
gameplay.
Look, I have both of your channels in a panel below the stream. It's fine.
Yeah, I seen that. I like that.
You're welcome.
That's also what I was gonna talk to you about. Like, how do you set up? Like, I don't know where to start putting all this stuff in here, and then also like the layering. Like,
Wait,
looks
Will, you
really
play
good.
Rust?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Listen, okay, and also
Okay.
thank you, Jenny, for being here tonight for this optional podcast. No one
Right.
had to be here.
Do
All
I get
all the
extra credit though?
all
Extra credit doesn't.
Wait, can I count myself into this as my cast project?
Standard based grading, you don't get extra credit. Okay.
is that's right?
But can this go into my cast project?
Yeah,
That's
probably
a
for
cast.
creative.
It's
One
cast
massive
hours.
collab cast project?
Not cast project, but cast hours.
Upset. Fine.
But yeah.
Unless your cast project is joining different podcasts.
You probably need to have your own podcast, and then we would collab officially on a non-official level.
But yeah.
But
Well, this is Chris Dugo signing off.
Yeah.
Jenny signing off.
Sleepy. Signing off.
and I'd just like to say this was optional. This was an extra. Nobody had to be here.
You just
Everyone
ruined
here had
we
taken
all
the
just
time
did it.
out of their day to come here and make this happen. So thank you, everyone. This is Curtis signing off. Goodbye.